Whoa!
What?
Look,
Uh,
look, look at me.
where am I?
I got,
Ah, Johnny?
I got a. Hey there! Look, I'm too
Hi.
busy looking at my hands. They're little stubs.
Oh, mine are too.
What the heck? Why? Hi. What are you doing here?
Are we in the middle of the forest?
That's one of the many questions I have. Yes.
Okay. All right. I guess we're gonna be talking about camping.
Okay, that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah. Any stories?
I've only been camping once. For my swim team, we went up to Sacramento to camp for like 2 days, and I think we camped in an RV and not a tent. So I wouldn't even consider that real camping.
Oh.
But yeah, that was kind of fun. But I've always wanted to go camping because up in
Nice.
Oregon, when I lived up there's lots of forests, and it'd be fun to just go into the wild and then just stay there for like a weekend or something.
Yeah.
What about you? Have you been
That's-
camping at all?
Yeah, a couple of times. I've done the RV. I camped at a beach once. Went on a school camping trip, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh.
You ever have that? Like the school has a camping trip. They drive you somewhere and you go camp, but you have to pay a lot of money.
I don't quite remember a school camping trip. I do remember going to like leadership camp for my high school, which was dumb. But I wouldn't call it camping because we went to like a cabin, you know, like we stayed in cabins and like we all had like our beds and whatnot. So I wouldn't call it like, you know, camping. But I would say that we went to cabins for school. That was kind of fun.
Oh, nice.
And
Sorry, I was just gonna go deeper in detail with the beach story.
Mm-hmm.
I think we went for 3 days. Well, yeah, 3 days, 2 nights, and I made the grave mistake of playing in the sand on the first day. So,
Oh my god.
yeah, it's very uncomfortable to sleep with sand all over your body.
Yeah, sand gets everywhere when you're at the beach. I'm not a big fan of the beach. I only go sometimes, you know, like when it's like a special occasion. I'll be like, okay, I guess we're going to the beach. But no, the majority of the time I do not like going to the beach. And even if I do, I usually just bring a book. And I feel like it'd be the same with camping. I wouldn't really go camping if I didn't have something to read.
Nice.
Because I know that like when you're camping, you don't really have the best reception. So I wouldn't like be on TikTok or like on Instagram or something up in like the middle of nowhere. So I would just, yeah, just like, you know, bring something to do. Read a book, maybe some like chess or checkers, or like those like Mad Libs. I always used to play Mad Libs. That was always fun.
Oh my god, methods.
But to elaborate on camping, I did remember, like I said, it wasn't much camping, but it was in the woods in the middle of nowhere, where I went for my fraternity in college. Hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I went for my fraternity in college, and that was fun. But like I said, I wouldn't really call it camping because we had really great like beds and like heating and you know central heating and all that kind of stuff, and they fed us. So it wasn't much camping, but it was super fun because you know it was just a bunch of college age students, people your age, just you know chilling in the woods and just doing whatever. That was pretty fun. But I think the most I remember from doing that was just the fact that I missed a regular bathroom. I missed having a regular bathroom.
You have the outhouse?
What's up?
Did you have the outhouse or the
Yeah,
RV bathroom?
it was like a park bathroom, you know, with like the busted down stalls and like everything is smeared with unmentionables.
Yeah.
It pretty much sucks.
That sounds like kind of like glamping. You ever have glamping?
What's glamping? I never actually heard of that.
Oh, okay. Well, glamping is like camping with technology.
Mhm.
You get to go indoors and you have tents indoors. They have activities set up like, yeah, they have arts and crafts, things like that. It's basically indoor camping. You get technology, things like that.
Mhm. That sounds like the kind of camping I'm down for. You know,
Yeah.
you know what sounds really fun, and it reminded me of this. What was that thing called? Like Camp Vine. Remember when Vine had like that? Like it was just a bunch of viners just went out and like camped at like a cabin for like 2 days and like just made vines or something.
I have never heard of that.
Yeah, it was this thing called Camp Vine, and it was like it basically just like I said, it was just a bunch of viners. It's basically like the pre-hype house before the hype house, and it was just creators like Vine creators, and they all just like camped together. And I think after that, they decided to like actually live together, which like a lot of popular viners like lived in the same apartment complex, and that was weird. Because, you know, you just see all these, like, nice apartments with, like, little furniture. It's something that I want to do. Like I said, like, up in Oregon, I still want to camp. And maybe when I'm older, I want to camp, like, when I have a family. But, I don't know.
Maybe.
What I really want to do when I'm older, when it comes to camping, is, like, go to, like... I want a road trip and, like, camp in the back of my van or something like that. And then just go to like all the I wouldn't say tourist traps, but I would say like the tourist attractions, you know. Like just go around, and because I remember like road tripping and through like Arizona or New Mexico, there was like this dinosaur exhibit or like this dinosaur museum, and it's a big dinosaur building. Like it's literally shaped like a dinosaur, and you would go inside and walk all around, and you'd see like, you know, oh, this is where the dinosaurs were, and it was like a big stegosaurus, I think it was, or is that the one with the long neck, Bronchiosaurus?
Yeah, I think so.
That one.
Bronchio?
Yeah.
The one that
and
eats leaves.
I would pass by it all the time, and that's what I want to do when I'm older. Just like in the day, go see all the cool tourist attractions, and then at night, just camp out in the middle of nowhere.
Nice.
Is that dangerous?
I think,
yes.
like, pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
My ideal camping trip would be like, well, I would say, like years ago, I would have said, like in a log cabin, in the wintertime with snow outside, you just curl up with a good book near the campfire. Like cliche things like that. But now, I think something more in the mountains, you know, where I can climb. Ooh.
Yeah.
Like something secluded.
Hiking is fun, but it gets so tiring. That's just me, of course, you know. But, I mean, what I would definitely want to do with, like, YouTube and whatnot is because that's what I'm, you know, focusing a lot of my career on is YouTube. Like, hopefully, if YouTube takes off and I have a bunch of friend creators, such as yourself, we just go... Yeah, well, yeah. We just go to, we just go, like, camping at, like, a log cabin for, like, a week. And just, you know, just relax, you know? Yeah. And then,
that sounds nice.
just do that with, like, all my friends. You know, like, hey, obviously, you know, I've collabed with you. And it'd just be a way of saying, like, thank you. And also just to relax and get to know each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Camping is fun, but I think there's a certain appeal to it, wanting to go back to nature, you know? I think, have you learned about Chris McCandless yet?
I have not.
Okay, you're gonna learn about this. But Chris McCandless is this guy. He's an American adventurer, and that makes him sound super old. But I think he did this in the '90s, if I'm not wrong.
Oh.
And what he did is that he was just this guy who left his cozy little home in like middle class suburbia, and he traveled the United States from like Georgia, I think, or something like that, from like the East Coast, all the way to Alaska, just hitchhiking and hiking. And like before he left, he was like I said, middle class, pretty rich, you know. He burned all of his money and in his pocket, the rest of it went to charity. He abandoned his car. He like only took some clothes off his back, like the ones that was on his back, and he just left. Like he just disappeared. And everyone was kind of looking for him, and he like sent letters to his mom like, oh, you know, this is what I wanted. I just want to just be myself in the woods. And I think he did that for like 5 years. And he lived in Alaska for a long time, and like he lived in a bus. Like when I hear it, that sounds awesome, and I want to do that. You know, I want to just leave everything behind and go and fend for myself and, you know, catch my own food and stuff like that. Like that sounds fun, but think that's what camping was made for, because there's a limit to how much you can do. Like, I'm not gonna stay out there for 5 years.
Right. I feel like his biggest obstacle would be America, and then Canada would be the big relief.
Yeah, pretty much, because anywhere you go, they're like, hey, you can't camp here. Oh, I'm sorry, sir, you know, or even worse, it's just like, oh, you know, you're just stuck in a big city, and it's like, where am I going to camp? You know, the nearest place that I could camp is like a 6-hour drive away.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that, you know, America's definitely gotten rid of the prospects of going into nature. But,
yeah.
I mean, traveling is always fun, and like I said, you know, traveling and camping, that's what I really want to do one day. Either just be me or just a group of friends.
Nice. Have you heard of that robot? Like, that story reminds me of that robot that hitchhiked around Canada.
Yeah.
By, like, day 1.
And then he got beat up once he
Yeah.
reached like New York or something. That was so funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, he was a real guy, and I think that's just so interesting because he was like my age. I think he's more closer to your age. He's like 8. He was 18 or 17 when 18? He like left. Huh?
18?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And he just he just recently graduated high school and then just left everything behind and then just went and fended for himself. And he was good for like 5 years. Then he died because he ate a raw potato, and you know that's deadly. Yeah. What a way to go.
Yeah.
But yeah, very, very interesting fellow. Very interesting history. And
so cool.
Just an inspiration when it comes to camping. Because, you know, he's basically the literal version of reject modernity, embrace monkey. That's literally all he is. But yeah.
If you were stranded, like just in the middle of the woods, like what would you prefer to have?
Like what? Like on me? Like on my person?
Yeah, you can only carry 3 items, and they have to be backpack size.
I would carry a tactical shovel.
Mm-hmm.
Extra clothes and a container of water, like for water.
Oh yeah.
I think those are the main 3 things I would bring. Maybe, yeah, I would bring extra clothes because, you know, if clothes rips, you need more clothing.
Yeah. Also, clothes can be fashioned into like a tourniquet or armor or something.
Yeah, exactly. So clothes would be like more of like, you know, protective clothing like jackets and stuff. A water container so I could, you know, drink water or filter it or use it for cooking. And a tactical shovel because it's a shovel and I could dig and make, you know, stuff, but I could also cut down branches and leaves and stuff, and I could, you know, hunt with it. So tactical shovel all the way because it's like everything I need for survival, just right there.
So what you're saying is you find yourself stranded and you think, oh, this is my home now. Okay.
Oh, yeah. No, I wouldn't be like a map, a car, and like a phone. No, like...
My car fits into a backpack.
Yeah, like once I'm there, it's just... Oh, yeah, that's true. But like once I'm there, it's like, okay, I guess I'm stuck here, you know? Like, I don't know where the woods are. Like, let's say the woods are in like northern Maine, but I wouldn't know. You know, I'd be like, oh, this is my home now. I'm in Russia or something. Like, I wouldn't know. Like, trees don't speak languages. I think that is kind of scary because... I think, you know what? That's actually what makes the wilderness a little scary, is the fact that you wouldn't know where you are. Because let's say you're in the middle of nowhere, like I said, you appear in the middle of the woods. You wouldn't know where you are at all. You would think, like, you could be in Russia, and you wouldn't know. Because like I said, trees don't speak languages. Mm-hmm. I think that's pretty scary. That is a pretty scary thought, and I like that. I like that idea.
World is pretty big, yeah.
Yeah, it's huge. It's ginormous, and a lot of it, I mean, I think a lot of land has already been plotted and planted. Or not planted, like, documented on maps. Mm-hmm. But, like, what's in that land is unknown. You know, like, nobody knows what the heck is in the forests of Canada. Because, like, 90% of Canada is forest. Like, literally. It's just all trees and dense forestry. Like, what the heck is up there? You know? Alaska, too. Like, what's up there? Nobody knows, you know? It's spooky. And then you wouldn't know a forest in Canada between a forest in Alaska. They both look the same, probably.
tree there. Oh, look at that, another tree.
Exactly. I think the only way that you would like determine where you are is like, oh, that's a beaver. You know, those are in Oregon. It's not in Oregon or something like that. But like, you know.
Whoa, is that a rare flower that only occurs in Alaska? I guess I'm in Alaska.
Yeah, right. But it's like, who knows that information off the top of their head?
I don't know, flowerologists.
Flowerologists.
What are they? Plants? Horologists. No, that's the stars.
They're called botanists, I think, right?
That's the one.
Yeah.
Plant
I feel
dudes.
like I know there aren't any botanists listening, but if they are, they're just like probably screaming at the screen right now, just like, got a botanist. I mean, that information's important though when you go camping. Like, what's poison ivy? What's poison oak? What's this? What's that? You know, what if you eat something like Chris McCandless? You know, eat a raw potato and then you freaking die.
You die.
That's it. That's the end. If you were missing, would you? I mean, obviously you would want to be found, but like, would you actively try and be found? Like, would you start fires? Would you, leave a trail? And
yeah, I think I would. I mean,
how
worst case scenario, I have to live there, and I'm never found.
Oh yeah, that is true. Like Chris McCandless, his body was found, I think, like a week after he died. Just a week after.
Ooh.
Which is kind of funny because if he had survived that week, he would have found just random people. Because random people stopped by the bus because it was like a public area where people can like sleep at. They just found his dead body. And then that bus was like turned into his gravestone. But then recently I read that they moved the bus. And I'm like,
what?
After like 30 years, they finally moved the bus. And I'm just like, why do that? Like, I kind of feel bad for their his family. Or just him in general. Like, it's so iconic. Like, it basically helped save his life and many other travelers' lives. And, like, they just move it. That just makes me sad.
Very sad.
Yeah. But
I think we're approaching the end of our podcast, though. Sorry about that.
Oh, that's fine. Camping only goes so much, I think that makes sense. Let's just say that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Is there anything you would like to plug before I end the podcast?
Yeah, I guess just my YouTube channel. It's called I'm Not Here. It's probably in the description or something.
Yeah.
I mean, and probably just my podcast as well, which is Cape Lock. It's a fiction podcast, so it's not just talking. It's like I wrote the story. I hired voice actors and whatnot. You're in it. You're in it for like the first episode. Yeah. And
I gotta say, those 3 seconds are golden.
Very. I think that's the best part. I only listen to it for Roberto's lines, and that's it. No, but yeah, it's a passion project of mine, and I'm just happy it finally got finished. So yeah, it's called Cape Lock. It's on anywhere where you get your podcasts. So yeah, if you check that out, if you like mysteries and all that kind of stuff, well, there's a good story for you.
Oh, Johnny.
Yes, that's me.
Yes. You use Anchor, don't you?
I do use Anchor. Anchor is a free app, and is this sponsored by Anchor?
Well, yeah, I already had the sponsor at the beginning, but thank you.
Oh yeah, well yeah, it is a free app, and it's literally helpful, and I think the best part is that you don't need any listeners in order to get paid, because that's just probably the best thing, because I think what a lot of YouTubers struggle with is getting paid or getting any kind of like money in the beginning of their YouTube career, and Anchor Anchor gets rid of that. Anchor's just like, hey, you know what, like, you're trying to start your podcast, let's help you out. So that's super cool how they help you get sponsors with no minimum listenership. I think that's the cool part. But yeah, I use Anchor, and we're also using Anchor for our future podcast endeavors. We do have some more podcasts coming up. It's just a whole moment of time and effort and money.
Yeah, thanks to Anchor, Johnny was able to get his passion project Cape Lock everywhere where you can find podcasts. That is true. Yeah, I think I got more listeners than if I had just put it on Spotify. I think Apple Podcasts is like my more where the majority of my listeners come from, and a bunch of other websites that I didn't even know that people who listen to podcasts use. So that was super helpful. Yeah. Oh god, I might get some backlash. I have 2 ads in this. Anyway,
It's
thanks,
fine.
Anchor.
Yeah, and thank you, Roberto, for having me on here. This was super fun.
Thank you, Johnny, for coming on here.
Yeah. Okay, bye.
Bye. You just pop out of existence.
Up. Hold on. Wait, hold on. I'm gonna scream, and then you just cut it. You just cut it off. It's just me disappearing.